Source Filmmaker. There is so much to say about this animation software. It's possibly the most unique thing released by Valve, and it's still being used to this day by the community. It has many bugs and its user interface might not be the best, but if SFM is in the right hands, what can be achieved is quite impressive. Obviously, Valve itself made the most visually striking animations up until now, since they created the program. It has its origin all the way back to 2005, when it was created to help make the trailer for Day of Defeat Source, although it wasn't developed and used to its full potential until the release of the Orange Box, when the Meet the Team shorts were released. And we all know how great and successful those animations were. The software was finally publicly released on June 27, 2012, along with the final Meet the Team animation, Meet the Pyro. So, what has the community done these last 7 years after the release of SFM? Well, words aren't enough to describe the level of devotion some people have to Source Filmmaker, and it makes sense that people love it too. At first it may look like quite a bad animation software, and while it may not be the best, it allows people that have never tried animating before learn to do so. And that's because SFM comes with a lot of models, props, pre-made animations, maps, and even the tools for basic video and audio editing already installed, which means that you can make a full movie just in SFM alone, even right after it's just been downloaded. Other programs can't do this, and so it's near impossible for a beginner to animate more advanced scenes. Even to this day, people from all around the world are giving animation a try because they get motivated by all the cool things the community has made. The community is where Source Filmmaker shines, because it's unlike anything I've ever seen. Valve games always seem to have this thing where, no matter how old the game is, the community for it is almost as strong as it's been since the game's release. SFM is no exception to this, and it shows. The SFM subreddit only has 17,000 subscribers, which is not much, but keep in mind that there's also the TF2 subreddit, which has over 200,000 subscribers, most of which are acquainted with SFM and watch animations made in it, because most of them are related to TF2 anyways. I feel like I should mention that you can also make posters in SFM, some of which can be called works of art. Recently, the program has been noticed by Kotaku.com, a news website, featuring some of Redline's posters, which may not be much, but I'm glad it happened. If you wanna see the full extent that SFM can be used at, I suggest looking at pretty much any animation that became a finalist in any Sexy Awards, but also some older stuff, such as this parody of a song from Futurama, which honestly has the most impressive and realistic animation I have ever seen made in SFM. Now, what I don't understand, however, is why the hell Valve stopped publicly updating the program. The last update was at the start of 2015. 2015. The most ironic thing is that the Sexy Awards, which are organized by Valve themselves, has been taking place up until 2018. So basically, Valve has organized community activities for a program they refuse to update and fix bugs for, some of which can break SFM completely. How ironic is that? It's fine though, they probably realize that it doesn't really make sense, and because of that it seems like there won't be any Sexy Awards this year, and probably neither for the following years as well. In other words, all support for the public version of Source Filmmaker is completely gone. It has gotten to a point where the community itself makes fun of the program they use. It's not surprising either, because this is what Valve does. Team Fortress 2 is more or less in the same situation. Valve would rather concentrate on creating Artifact and updating it, even after its catastrophic failure of a release, instead of doing that to TF2, which has been in the top 10 most played Steam games ever since its release way back in 2007. Now, I don't want to just completely share on Valve. They've obviously done a lot of great things to TF2, which is what made it remain such a popular game. But sadly, because Valve is really weird at a corporate level, the state the development team is for the game right now is not okay. But I digress. I don't really get what Valve has to lose if they continue to publicly update SFM. If anything, they become more respected. From what I've seen, there haven't been that many SFM animations officially made and released by Valve as of recently, which means that not releasing the updates is just a waste of potential for SFM. And yes, SFM is still relevant to some extent. There are videos made with the program which have tens of millions of views, and some have even hundreds of millions. They're all mostly FNAF animations, but that only means that the program you use doesn't matter as long as the content is relevant. Which is why SFM is probably the best option, because it's so easy to learn and use. So what's so great about SFM? I've made it sound like the program is a lost cause, but that couldn't be further from the truth, and that's because it doesn't matter what Valve wants to do with it. The community has proven that they don't need help to create amazing films and posters. Even in this flawed version, Source Filmmaker can still be made to create masterpieces, some of which are even better than what Valve themselves could do with their up-to-date version. Let's also not forget that Source Filmmaker will not die. It's simply not possible. SFM is so tightly connected to Team Fortress 2 that they will only go down together, not separately. And that moment will come in a very far future, because Team Fortress 2 will most likely live a very long time, even with the reduced support of Valve. We still have the workshop for SFM and the support of the community. Some people have created their own assets and original characters for short films they worked on, and the end results were amazing. What I think the best course of action to take if Valve doesn't want to update SFM anymore is to just make it open source. Some of the limitations it has are seriously annoying, and I'm sure they could be easily solved by people who know how. But for now, we can only hope.